Ooh.
Yeah.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, what was that?
I saw
Did you hear that? It just ran all the way across the back of the room.
I saw it.
I got cold chills.
Did
Yeah.
you see it? Did you hear
Yes,
it?
I saw it. I saw it.
Whatever it was just ran across the back of the room.
On this episode of The Twisted Realm, the team heads south of Richmond, Virginia, to the Defense Supply Center, Richmond, for its first ever investigation on a secure military installation. We were called in to research claims of possible paranormal activity taking place in one of the oldest buildings on the post. Do the past residents still reside within the walls of this location? Join us as we take you inside the Historic Bellwood Club. In this world of the unknown, is there a realm between life and death? Join us as we travel up and down the East Coast, researching and investigating many locations with claims of paranormal activity. Gotta get closer than that. Oh my Lord.
What the?
We are believers. Glad to see you.
Good job.
Yay! Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Hey, Lyle.
Come back down and look at that stuff on the bench there. If you actually touch them, they'll light up for us. We are seekers of the truth.
Hey,
Whoa.
REM pod.
Let me get that thing going.
Look at that thing.
We are the Twisted Paranormal Society. And this is the Twisted Realm. Our location of interest, the Historic Bellwood Club, still carries the name of its former owners, James and Helen Bellwood. James was very well known for his agricultural abilities and for his prized elk herd, which he established in the early 1900s. In 1942, the property was purchased by the Department of the Army and served as Richmond Quartermaster Depot until its absorption into the Defense Logistics Agency in 1962. To find out more on the history of the property, we will now meet up with a representative from the Post Public Affairs Office.
I'm Army Sergeant Saul Rosa with Defense Logistics Agency Aviation at Defense Supply Center, Richmond. This installation occupies one of the oldest inhabited parcels of land in the United States. Native American artifacts found during excavation for the building of this Child Development Center date back to between 1200 to 3500 BC, which point to the use of this land as a trade site. It remains a supply site today. In 1619, Thomas Sheffield was given a land grant of 2,300 acres by the Crown of England. He and his band of settlers were part of the original Jamestown settlement that journeyed up the river to this area in 1622. In 1622, the Sheffield family and other settlers were killed in an Indian raid. The land remained idle until 1634, when Seth Ward received the property as a land grant from Henrico Shire. He renamed the property Auburn Chase. In 1797, Richard Gregory purchased 1,000 acres of Auburn Chase and named his plantation New Oxford. He built Manor House between 1797 and 1804. During construction of the installation's Child Care Center in 1998, fragments of human bone were found. Archaeologists unearthed the graves of 6 people of African American descent. 3 males and 3 females ranging in age from 18 to 45 years were discovered. Notices were placed in local newspapers to see if anyone would be able to identify or claim the remains without success. The remains were reinterred during a 1999 ceremony in a plot close to where they were originally found. The Betty Ackerman Cobb Child Development Center was dedicated in 2000. It is named after a former DSCR employee who died of cancer in 1996. This installation covers 600 acres, or 4.5 million square feet of building space. In this episode, we'll be focusing on the Bellwood Club, the family, and all past occupants of this land over the past centuries. The installation is 75 years old, and history is really important to DSCR and the members of this installation. And so what we wanted to do was we wanted to reach out to the community and tell our story and tell our history in a way that'll reach everyone. After talking about this with my coworkers, I was listening to an audio recording someone told me, and I overheard a ghost story. That prompted me to start asking other people on site, and we started discovering that there were multiple occurrences of the paranormal on this installation. So we figured, what better way of telling our story than to let the people of the past tell it. And so we reached out to the Twisted Realm and invited them onto the site so they could help us tell the story of now and then. Prior to the investigation, I didn't have any personal experiences. However, I was invited in to participate in the investigation, and now I have quite a few.
The one thing I found so fascinating about the property here was you could hear like that in the background. James Bellwood, who was a native of Canada, he wanted to bring some of that wildlife here to Richmond, Virginia. What he did is he actually went to Yellowstone Park and bought a pair of wapiti elk, if I said that right, and he brought them here. And behind us, if you can pan back over this way just a little bit behind me here, you'll see that herd. James Bellwood, who died in 1924, he basically, I guess, as part of the real estate deal, his son, when he took over the farm, actually sold it to the military property, but one of the stipulations was that this herd of elk remain here on the property. So, being from Virginia and not from out west, where this comes from, this just fascinates me to see this herd here, how they have survived over the many years and continue to multiply and have such a rich bloodline from all the way back to 1914.
It was probably about 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. Came over real quick to pick up the piece of equipment. So as I was coming into the kitchen from the back, I cut on the lights, and I seen the piece of equipment I was looking for. So as soon as I got into pretty much the open main area of the kitchen, I just felt like it was a presence. Something was looking at me when I was doing what I was trying to do, picking up the equipment. And, a couple minutes went by. I was like, I just don't feel right in here. My hair started standing up on my arm. So I was like, well, let me get my stuff and, let me get out of Dodge, found out what it was. But I didn't really know what it was. I just didn't feel right, because it's like, when you're in a presence, when you're in a room and somebody in there with you, you can feel somebody looking at you. And it's like, it really freaked me out, because it felt like, I'm the only one in here at 8 o'clock at night, nobody's on post, and I'm in this building. It feels like something is watching me. It always feels like something is watching me when I'm in this building.
I had given the keys to the O Club to the maintenance guys so they could come over here and do some work. All right, and I did that early in the morning. I was leaving, it was 2:30, and if I let the officers club be open, I wanted to make sure it was locked. So I came over here, I stopped out front, in front of the front steps, came upstairs, opened the door to make sure nobody was in here so I could lock it. I opened the door, and just as soon as I opened the door and walked in, I heard a voice, and it was actually coming from this room. It gives me chills to think about it. That's what I thought. This is the last thing that happened to me, and it's not been long ago. And this voice came from this room and said, "Good morning." And I stopped dead in my tracks. I thought somebody was in here. I stopped and I asked, is there anybody in here? Who are you? I listened. I stood still. I didn't move. I listened. I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear anybody in here. I turned around, shut the door, and locked it, and left.
We had a call to go just do a walkthrough, check around the building and everything, and while me and a partner was out here checking it, there was loud thuds, inside the walls, and you could hear it from the outside. So me and him opened up the doors and we went inside, and it would stop every time we'd go inside. And every time we'd walk back outside, it would start back up again. And it did it for maybe 5 minutes, if that, and never heard it again. But since then, I mean, the Bellwood Club is not the one that I like to be in. I don't feel comfortable being in here or any other area around this club, especially nighttime.
My weird experiences in this building have been, we have a bar in the basement of the club, and I was here waiting for a delivery one day when we were closed for a wedding reception the next day, and I was sitting at the bar completing some paperwork from the prior week, and I heard the automatic kitchen door slide open and close, and I thought it was odd because I was the only one here, and the only door that was open or unlocked was the back door. So I came up the stairs and I smelled a strong female perfume. So I did a check of the entire club, and there was nobody here.
The first stop for our pre-investigation walk was to meet with the head of the Environmental Division's office to view the collection of artifacts that are stored there.
My name is Jimmy Parrish. I'm chief of the Environmental Division here on the Defense Supply Center, Richmond. Back in the late 1900s, I think 1998, we were building a child development center down towards the southern part of the installation. When we were building this center, we uncovered some artifacts, which then we immediately stopped the construction to do a more thorough study, research, or whatever, what we had found. In total, not to repeat myself, but we found over 8,500 different stone artifacts dating back a significant period of time. And the Child Development Center is immediately adjacent to what we call Parker Pond, which is a freshwater pond on the installation that we initially used for fire retention, but have now since turned it into a recreational area. And it was believed that our consultants and ourselves believed that this area was a gathering grounds of the tribes of the area. This poster just shows pictures of the archaeologists actually at work. You can see here, you can see some pretty clear examples of arrowheads here, more arrowheads. Down here is different cutting tools. But if you notice, you can see the cuttings on the edge where the stone's been worked, and it's not just something that's happened natural, it's a man-made thing. But we're quite proud of the site that we have by Parker Pond, and the fact that it's like a living historic resources. I mean, there's not everyone on the installation pays attention, knows what they're, but those of us that do really think it's pretty cool, because it dates back, I was looking at this all the way back to, 4000 BC. So there's been people here a long time, and we're really proud of that.
Jimmy began to pull pieces of artifacts from the box to show what has been collected from the many digs over the years. With these items dating back to 3500 to 4500 BC, we wanted to see if any possible residual activity could still be attached to them. So Jimmy just showed us a bunch of the artifacts that they've collected here on the property. We're going to do a couple little experiments here. I've got the periscope actually in the box. It's got a lot of items in it. On the floor, I've actually got the 3 items that Jimmy pointed out. I've got the 360 periscope inside that. We're also doing an audio session at the same time.
If that turned green, what did that mean? Anything?
Did it just turn green?
It did it before. When you put it down, I looked at it and there was a green light shining.
Okay. The thing about the periscope is it feeds off of static electricity, so I may have been too close to it at the same time. The great thing about these is that they don't feed off. See how I just
Yeah,
did
I
that?
saw that now.
Okay, like that. I'm touching it, so it's picking up off of me. Why I did that? Maybe it's still doing the same thing. Let's hope. But no, there we go. See?
Oh, there you go. That's pretty cool.
That's way cool.
Yeah.
Now you're getting, I got chills now.
So are you feeling a little comfortable now? Were you familiar with the hammer? Or what'd you call this? A rock hammer? A walnut hammer?
Yeah, I think they'd smash walnuts with that.
How did you hold it when you're
That's what
speaking?
the first thing you see is black walnuts.
Did you use this? Was this to break walnuts open, or to beat on stone, or to use as a weapon, maybe? If you did, why don't you light one of these lights up? I'm gonna move this away from you a little bit, just in case. Okay? Can you use the device and point to which one is the arrowhead? As you can see, they're taking more of the artifacts out. Are we getting close to yours?
Is there something special in this box?
Oh, we got K2. There we go. The one's lighting up in your hand.
Look at that. Yeah, that was actually lighting up. Where was it? You're getting all the way to red. Right there. Is it him? I don't think so. There's definitely some kicks right here in the center of the room.
It shouldn't be.
No. We're gonna put that's another device that we'll put down in the box.
Can you see it with the light on?
Does something in this bag belong to you? If so, can you light it up some more?
Hey, Jimmy, have you got a light switch, sir?
It's,
Hopefully it lit
all
up.
I can do is turn it off.
Did it? So that bag is special to you? Light that up again if this bag means something to you.
Oh,
There it went.
You make it even light up better. Can you make it go, ooh, did it go?
Yeah.
Can you
It's
put
up
it
to-
on like
it's
the
up to
radio
yellow.
or-
Good
Pretty
job.
cool.
Thank
That's really
you.
cool. K2 doesn't go off a lot.
Thank you.
well, especially with the lights out. You
We have something over here that will record your voice too. So if this bag does mean something to you, I hope
Look
you
at there is good.
I hope you talk to us too so we can hear what you have to
Whoa.
say.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Stuff.
That's pretty neat.
it's that thing right in the middle.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you talking with us. Okay.
K2 on the floor.
K2 on the table going crazy.
Yeah.
Throwing stuff out for you.
It's going off.
Which one?
K2.
Are you back with us?
We have a little round device in the table here. You can actually light the colors up around and you can point in a direction that the stone you want is located.
Do you want me to say if I heard something?
Yeah, speak up. Definitely. Did you hear something? I thought I heard a voice over in that corner there. a
I
little bit
heard
ago.
a I'm here.
Oh, really?
Are you back with us?
We have a little round device in the table here. You can actually light the colors up around and you can point in a direction that the stone you want is located. You can point in a direction that the stone you want is located. You can point in a direction that the stone you want is located.
You alright? You got something going on?
Me too.
I think the young woman that you're interacting with is pregnant.
Was
I'm
pregnant?
about ready to puke.
Uh-oh.
See, I don't feel good either, Dennis. I was gonna leave too, but he beat me to it.
Alright, remember what I said a little bit ago, right? We're here out of being friendly. If you can back off just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit from people. I know you don't realize what your energy can do. It can make people feel sick. And we don't need that happening, okay? We're going to be here all weekend. We want to have a good time with you. So I'm kind of wondering if the bag, there you go, look at it going in.
It's got
A lot.
She wants it bad.
This one right here, she wants what?
Whatever it is.
She wants whatever this artifact is?
It's flickering.
She wants
Okay,
it
is
bad.
it flickering?
You want whatever's in this bag? Can you make it go off?
She might want me to leave, but my head is pounding.
Jimmy, what do you think? What do you think about this little experiment?
This is amazing. I want to, I'm asking myself now, I don't know, how do I treat her with respect? Obviously there's something going on here, and she's been nice to me since all along I've been here, so I just want to keep that happening.
She probably realizes he respects what they have here. It's not just junk. This is them. This was their everyday life, and he respects that. If you don't respect that, they get forgotten.
You're absolutely right. We try very hard to respect who was here before us, from going back all the way there to Mr. Bellwood, to the soldiers that were here, prisoners of war, things like that.
Usually on locations, we allow Merlin to do a walk in the areas that she is drawn to the most. On this walk, the second floor of the Bellwood Club seemed to have her attention. Little did she know that the guests were already awaiting her.
You smell cigar smoke?
A little bit.
It was like real strong when we first got in here. That's it. Missy, you smell cigar smoke?
I do.
You smell it?
Yes.
Timmy doesn't. You did. So I don't know if it's cigar smoke smell that's making me think that there was a man. Very self-important. I think I ran into him coming up the stairs. This makes my head hurt. That's impressive as hell. I had a brief glimpse of an older woman back there, but it's just oppressive. But I don't know if she's really there or just a thing that happened.
As Merlin continues to work the second floor, Tana and Don begin to make their way to the kitchen area.
You walk in here, boy. Goodness gracious.
Let's go towards the kitchen.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just stand right in this area right here, guys.
Careful.
You feel a charge up around in there?
Mm-hmm.
Now, is there an electric box right there on the wall, by chance? It's not one, is it? Right there? No, that's wood boxes. That's not what that is. Okay. Ooh, it's our kind of salt and peppers. There's a charge right here.
Right here.
In this.
I got this green light in my hand. You can interact with it.
These spirits are about to kill me with this equilibrium stuff.
Kitchens, man. Remember the kitchen at Hazel River?
Yes.
Hey, Lyle.
Oh, what the hell was that?
That was in my hand.
God, what was that?
What was that like?
You know what? You just said that was your fault.
What was that?
I don't know.
What was that?
Don just said, if you want us out of your kitchen,
That was not your camera.
No, but it felt like it hit my camera.
Did you hear something?
Yes. Got the chills on me. That was like a squeal. Yeah.
Is anybody here with us?
it's like back and forth, just stuff. I don't like it down here. Not at all. It's not that it's bad. I just don't feel good. My insides feel like they're being
Twisted.
yes. Who's in here? But see, there's a lot of electrical stuff too. As far as my head, maybe.
Yeah.
I think there's. When we first walked in the door, heavy set lady, and she may be a slave. She was a worker, I think. But she's following. She's watching. I get it. I know the females weren't bosses back then, but she comes across that way.
Scared. Standing right here. Hold on. Now she's just kind of circling us. Is there air on up here?
I don't think so.
Yes?
I don't think so.
My body says there is. I'm freezing cold and I'm sweating. I don't know if you have this one.
Straight ahead.
Jacket and stuff's in the other room.
I know. I just gotta get down. I gotta get away.
It was very evident that Merlin was in some form of distress, as she had to quickly leave the second floor. As she made it back to command, the cameras continued to roll, capturing a bit of what she was experiencing at the time.
You okay? Need to go outside?
I think I just need to take a break.
Hmm?
She's strong as f. She was all over you.
Where?
She's still here.
She was all over you.
Feeling something?
Yeah. I felt like when we first walked in the door over there, you know, where Lyle said stop. Right at the doorway right there, I felt like there was a female colored lady wait on her. And she came across to me as the boss lady.
That sounds like she probably was.
But I don't like it down here. I don't feel good.
In the kitchen? Yeah.
I don't feel good. My back, especially in my back, it feels like I'm just my insides are being twisted. I
I wonder if it's because you're with you being a woman.
Huh?
I don't feel that as much. I wonder if it's because you're like a woman in a woman's territory or whatever, you know what I mean?
I don't know, but either she doesn't like me or...
Well, let's ask it. If you want us to leave this area, make a noise right now.
I respect you. This is your space. We're just here trying to learn your story.
Just walk around and talk.
Were you the boss down here, the boss lady?
Hey, Lyle. When
Yes.
you guys came over here earlier, right?
What's that?
Were these burners on?
No.
No.
Those burners are on?
Yeah, the burners are on.
Oh, they are.
I think they just turned on because they weren't on.
No, they weren't when I moved the flags in.
I was looking at it and they weren't on.
Well, they weren't.
Are you kidding me?
They weren't even on, I swear.
No, I know.
Even 5 minutes ago, I didn't think.
No, I didn't see them on.
Those aren't the pilot lights?
Yeah, but they shouldn't be on.
Yeah.
Should they?
No.
Because they haven't been cooking here in a long time.
No. They haven't been, they're not cooking today. They shouldn't be on.
And I don't think those were on.
You said, give me a sign. You said, give me a sign that you're here. And these things were not on.
That's true. That's true. I'll give you that.
Look, he's there. On, off, on.
Deaf.
He's outside smoking. Over.
Still more important.
If you can, go out there and get him and have him come in the kitchen.
Roger that.
Did I just walk through you?
I don't like messing with gas either.
When you were setting up cameras before in here, take a look at this. Take a look at the stove right now.
Pilots are on.
Yeah. They were.
Do you remember that they weren't on when we walked in here just a minute ago? I just wanted to be curious to see if you remember anything possibly.
Well, I'll tell you what. They haven't been on long.
No.
We think,
I mean,
we think it just came on within like the last 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm able to grab the cast iron.
Yeah, because they're not hot yet.
You know, because I was standing over here looking in that direction. I didn't see him on.
You know what?
I saw Saul come up and stand at the stove.
Yeah, I asked you to
Because
look at this.
because you looked down at it, yeah.
All right, so here's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, you know, I know those weren't on because I was looking at that and I could see the hue of the burner.
Yeah.
But not the flame. Those weren't on when you were standing
Yeah, they
here.
were on.
When you were saying you were feeling something.
Yeah.
Hey, Ryan.
Because I would have definitely seen those things on.
That is crazy.
Which is a sign then.
As we continued on with our walk of the club, the next stop would be the basement area. There are many claims of possible shadow figures being seen and overall feelings of uneasiness.
This is the actual basement with the original foundation. So you're standing on a cellar from the Civil War era. We added on the bar. This is all original, as you can see over here. This fireplace is a fireplace that feeds the entire upper levels. So this is original brickwork to show you how dated this place is.
Anybody down here with us? Any spirits down here? My name's Donna, and this is Tana. We got a whole crew.
Hi.
Trying to learn about who's still here in the afterlife and why you're here and who you are. Can you give us a sign of your presence? Make a noise. You can show yourself too. We got cameras.
There's a lot.
You can talk to us.
Man.
Oh, somebody's coming down the stairs. I was down there earlier. It was just, I was fixing the camera when I was going down here.
Wow.
It was heavy.
Lord have
I actually
mercy.
was creeped out. I was
Yeah.
looking over my shoulder and everything else.
This is- Oh my God.
I was sitting back here earlier, felt that.
There's a lot down here.
So, too.
A lot.
Do you mind if I try something?
Go ahead. Go ahead, son.
All right. So I'm gonna try something. See if you guys read anything. This is Sergeant Saul Rosa. If there's any soldiers here, I'd like you to speak up and be heard.
Do that again.
Do it again, Saul.
This is Sergeant Saul Rosa, the United States military. If you're here, I want you to make yourself heard.
You heard that, didn't you? They stood at attention real quick for you. It's just a lot down here.
If there are any Confederate soldiers, I want you to know you're still part of the United States Army, and we haven't forgotten about you, and we still respect you as service members and part of the military.
Okay, Lord.
Gone.
Do you feel the energy right here? Can you feel
Yeah,
that
I'm
pressure?
feeling them. I'm
Here?
trying to see how many there are. This guy just walked right up to us and just kind of stood there for a minute, and he was like, "Okay, here we go." Had almost like a page boy haircut. I'm not even sure how to describe that. It was like he was kind of bald in front here, but his hair was like this little weird Orphan Annie thing. Or page boy, I don't know what that was. Madeline.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm feeling good.
Are you feeling some pressure?
Got a lot of pressure.
Okay, I've got a question for you. There's been a soldier for 2 days following me around my house. Are you linked to this location? If you're here, let me know. I got that you were high ranking.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us all together. We're going to be communicating with those on the other side. Help us communicate to those who try to do good. Keep us safe from any harm or evil that may come before us. And thank you for bringing us all together. Thank you for everything you do. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Good job.
We're rolling. Let's go. We're going downstairs.
We're gonna stick together for now downstairs. Here, you all right? Can you get up tomorrow? Here, I can go to. Okay. The noise is up
Push that button on the side for me. Push it down or up on the side. On the side. There you go.
As we prepared to head downstairs for our first session of the night, the SLS camera began to pick up on figures at the top of the stairs. It appears that the spirits of the Bellwood Club were already awaiting our arrival.
Oh boy. Ooh.
Yeah.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, what was that?
That's saw
Did you hear that? It just ran all the way across the back of the room.
I saw it.
I got cold chills.
Did you see it? Did you hear
yes,
it?
I saw it. I saw it.
Whatever it was just ran across the back of the room. Can you identify yourself? Damn, I got the chills.
Yeah.
Did you hear that kind of splash?
Yeah.
It was almost like it was splashing as it was running.
Yep, I saw it. It was
What was it?
a shadow, I think. I couldn't.
I had my camera going that way.
It was so fast, I couldn't hardly.
Let me set this over here
All
somewhere.
I saw was darkness go whoosh.
Whatever it was ran across the whole back of the room from this side to that side.
Yeah.
It went like it ran to the door.
Uh-huh.
Shine that back towards this back wall. Back here. See if you can get it to lock in back there. Something. It's heavy right here, boy. Alright, I'm gonna walk back over in this area where you were just at, because I know you're right here. I feel you.
Did you just?
I just heard that.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Yes. Was it a?
Sound like still from the same corner right there.
Yeah.
All right, Lyle's behind the bar. Would you like him to fix your drink?
Are you getting anything to map in at all?
Mm-mm. Not yet.
It's not
there were a
mapping.
couple, but I think it was
I swear,
mapping all
I
out.
swear, I
Come on
swear.
in, sit down, got plenty of chairs.
Where is it? Coming from the back room?
That's the first time I've ever thought that I saw something.
I can feel it. Good Lord.
Where you at?
I'm telling you.
Were you just walking right there?
It's right here behind the bar, too. It's crazy.
Shit. Oh my God.
Is it?
Seen something?
What is it?
You're over there walking, aren't you? I saw you. You startled me.
Come on, make a noise or something down here. Let us know that you are here. You're sneaking around on us.
It's like every now and then I'd see a figure walk, and it's like, it is almost like sneaking, because it's like,
Yeah. They're
It's
sneaking
like-
around because I'm feeling them behind the bar over here as well.
Don't you be a sneaking.
sorry, I didn't mean to jump, but you kind of startled me for a second.
We're actually down in the bar right now. The activity is really picked up. Tana just thought she just saw a full-bodied apparition over in the corner in the lounge area. So we're actually trying to work that now and see what we got going on.
It almost,
Can you tell me what this
Wow.
place is used for?
What?
it almost reminded me of you. It almost looked exactly like you.
Well, whatever it is, it's over here. I'm coming to you.
Yeah, you are pretty much.
As I was walking in the direction of where Tana had seen the shadow, the following audio was picked up on her camera. It basically is telling me that I need to turn around and not come any farther.
I'm coming to you.
Yeah, you are pretty much.
I'm coming to you.
Yeah, you are pretty much. Yeah, you are pretty much. Yeah, you are pretty much.
That was me, sorry.
Easy, easy, easy.
What
Whoa,
was
whoa,
that?
whoa.
I heard that.
That's
but-
different.
Yeah.
That was a female.
Yes.
Did you hear that?
There was a shadow just went
Yep.
across that way, and it was dark. It wasn't one of the gray ones.
Who was the female that we just heard?
Come over here.
Who, me?
Yeah.
That's easy.
Fix in right back in here. Let's see if you can get it to where it'll start coloring up on us. Can you show yourself back in the corner? hey guys. Hey.
Yeah.
We
Let's
got
not
him.
carry on too many different conversations.
Look at him.
Because now we've got an anomaly forming back here,
He's
so
right
we're
in
trying to
front of
talk
me.
to him. Are we trying to take something out of my pocket?
Who?
Someone just grab.
Oh, I thought you was talking to me. I was
That
like,
pocket grabber that's the one that turned on my GoPro.
Yeah. It just
I was
grabbed
going
right
to say,
here from
Tom,
my
both
back
my
pocket.
hands are on this camera.
Now they like stuff in your pockets.
Let's see
They'll
if
dig
you can
around
get it
your
locked back in
pockets.
again. I'm coming back over here behind where you probably hiding, aren't you?
Look, 4. There's 4 anomalies.
What's this door over here? You like to hide in this room? Oh my lord. Whoa. I see a tap back here. That's something I'd like to have in my house.
With our investigation of the Bellwood Club complete, Sergeant Rosa then wanted to take us to a few of the historical spots located on the post to see if we could gather any further evidence of activity.
Where we are right now, we are actually in the family cemetery right behind the Bellwood Club. And so this is primarily the Gregories, and they were past residents of the Bellwood Club back when it was actually a manor. And so when we took over the installation, we wanted to preserve the history and preserve their contribution. So we actually didn't disturb their cemetery. We incorporated it into the installation and actually has maintained it as part of the installation. And so to this day, families of the Gregories can actually come and show their respects to their ancestors. And we actually have family members still being buried here if they should so choose. The most recent one I saw was over there was from 1911, but if they should choose, they can be buried here as well.
If there's anything you'd like to share with your family members, you can speak to us and let us know.
Can you tell us your name? Or tell us a little history about the place? How long did you own this property? What do you think about all this stuff going around you right now?
You have a beautiful resting place. The people here on the post, they take great care of your resting place for you. They actually just said that members of your family were just here about a week and a half ago. Do you remember them being here to visit you? These people were, the Gregories were they the original family, or were they in between?
They were in between.
Okay. The originals were
The Sheffields.
Sheffields. Okay. They were the ones that were wiped out. Okay.
Okay, hold up. Does anybody have a flashlight? On.
No.
No.
Okay. Does it look like a white?
Oh, like a flashlight, like it came from this way.
Did you see it?
I thought it was a flashlight. The reason I didn't
That's
say
what I
nothing.
thought. It just shined. It was like something white just went. Whoosh.
So where we are right now, we're actually in the African American slave graveyard. When we were breaking ground for the Child Development Center, we actually found some skull fragments, which then led to discoveries of graves. In order to show respect and to honor them, we exhumed them and reburied them here in their own honorable cemetery.
Any of these pieces of equipment that we put on the ground here, they're not here to hurt you. That's not our purpose.
That just let us know that you're here with us.
words can't even begin to describe sadness and terrible situations that you've gone through, and thank you. Can you do that again for me, please? Thank you.
Wow.
You don't have to be afraid of us. You know, we have no aspirations of hurting you, and even if we did, there's no possible way that we can hurt you. We just want to know your story in any way you can tell it to us. We come here as friends. I want you to see these. For anybody here, I want you to see these. I want you to know one thing. Those are gone. You are not bound to anything ever again. No human bondage, slavery. You are free. You will never have to worry about chains ever again.
You're actually at the Native American monument. We dedicated this monument to the Native Americans who were here before us. Back between 3500 BC and 1200 BC, we actually found evidence that the Native Americans were trade people here. And when we discovered that, we wanted to honor them. And so we built this monument. And like I said, we found evidence that this used to be a trade site. And now we are a trade site in the 21st century.
Didn't want to say anything at first, but when you were still talking, it kind of sounded like hooping and hollering, like very like around the distance. But it wasn't. It was not an elk because it's not that.
Right.
You can leave the camera. You can leave the camera.
Tell us what tribe you're from. If there's more than one tribe here, that's all right. You can still let us know. Or if you want, you can show yourself as a form of an animal. Come close by up in here.
Ask him.
Ask him. What are you doing? What y'all got?
For some reason, she pulled me aside and said they wanted me.
They wanted you.
So she gave me an offering to give them. And I gave them an offering. And I don't know why, like I was telling her, when I came up to here, I felt fine. Nothing, hate, pain, no nothing. But after doing that, I just feel like at peace. But with what, I don't know. But after doing that, I just feel like at peace. But with what, I don't know. Like at peace. But with what, I don't know. Like at peace. But with what, I don't know. I have no reason to need peace because I was already at peace, but I feel good.
It's a different kind of peace.
It's a different kind of peace, yeah. Thank you, Merle.
Inner peace. You're welcome.
As our time at the Bellwood Club comes to an end, we look back at the many forms of evidence captured. From equipment hits,
K2 on the floor.
K2 on the table going crazy.
Yeah.
Push that button on the side for me. Push it down or up on the side. On the side.
Okay.
There you go. That's what I'm doing.
Can you do that again for me, please? Thank you.
Wow.
See if you can get it to where it'll start coloring up on us. Can you show yourself back in the corner?
Look.
voice
We have a little round
responses,
device at the table here. You can actually light the colors up around, and you can point in a direction that the stone you want.
I'm coming to you.
Yeah, you are pretty much.
But after doing that, I just feel like at peace. But with what, I don't know.
and the numerous personal experiences.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, what was that?
I saw
Did you hear that? It just ran all the way across the back of the room.
I saw it.
I got cold chills.
Got something going on?
Me too.
I think the young woman that you're interacting with was pregnant.
Was pregnant?
About ready to puke.
Uh-oh.
See, I don't feel good either, Dennis. I swear. I
Come on in,
swear.
sit down, got plenty of chairs.
Where is it? Coming from the back room?
It's the first time I've ever thought that I saw something.
I know, I just gotta get down. I gotta get away.
We want to thank the Defense Supply Center Richmond and its staff for allowing us to come in and research this historic installation. We also want to give thanks to the men and women of our armed forces, both past and present, for providing us the freedom to live and enjoy our lives from day to day. With history comes the possibility of paranormal occurrences taking place, as these moments are forever etched in time. The past residents of the Bellwood Club have done just that, as they continue to live their lives day to day in spirit within that realm we call the unknown.